Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Onyx Tavern. This is your host, the Barkeep, once again joined by my good friend, Shadow Raptor.
Yeah, glad to be back.
Well, Shadow Raptor this time has talked me into doing a Let's Play of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the first Power Ranger game I had ever played. I don't think that's the case for you, is it?
I played Lightspeed Rescue on the Game Boy Color, but I thought it was really boring because all it was rescuing sick people. I thought, man, I'd rather be fighting things right now.
And that's what we're about to go ahead and do. So I will preface this by saying that I have never done a Let's Play before. Neither has Shadow Raptor. But we promise that we're going to be a lot better than the Nostalgia Critic, right?
Topical humor.
Yes. Okay. So let's get off this screen here. And it's been a while since I've actually played this because unfortunately this is not available on the Wii network. This is only available on the ROM, so. And there is Rita. See, that they never did that in the show.
City in Flames.
Which would have been awesome.
It's a lot more badass than her entrance in the show.
Yeah. Alright, so no plot, just Rita's attacking. And, you know what? I'm going to play Trini. Don't ask me why, I just am.
Works for me.
So, the thing I like about it is I love the models they have for each of the Rangers, and oh man, dang it. I love the throws that they do here. They actually do look like they're characters, except no mouths.
She's popping them in the face with her hand.
Talk to the hand. Yeah. Oh, I love this. Plays in trench coats. I think they did.
For the Ninja Turtles.
Didn't they do that in the show one time? Wasn't there a... I think there was. When the puppies were disguised as trench coats.
Oh, they probably pulled something like that before.
Now, I know this isn't Turtles for... excuse me, not Turtles Forever. Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, but I think this is a very satisfying game. I think the only complaint I ever really had about it is it was too short.
Yeah, see, what I really like about this game is it really shows off the difference between a civilian mode and Power Ranger form.
Exactly, and I remember that was the big promotional thing on the commercials, because it was like, play as all 5 Power Rangers in morphed and unmorphed forms.
Yeah, and see, it feels cool, because when you morph in this game, you feel a lot more powerful.
Exactly. And you know, even though she's just like telling them to talk to the hand here, I love the sound that comes from it, because it does feel like there is some weight to it, especially when she knocks them down, they disintegrate.
Yeah.
Which you would think these are Z putties by the way they're doing that.
Well, it was made around the time of Season 2,
Yeah.
so...
And bones. Appropriate, because that was a Trini villain, I think. Now, the sprites are really horrible for the for the Rangers.
Because it looks like a sprite from Live Man.
Well, the thing is that, first of all, let's make the point that this is Trini we're playing, and yet she has no boobs. Go figure.
Makes sense.
And it is the right color and everything, but you notice the helmet is still Tyranno Ranger helmet and Red Ranger's helmet. There's no variation between the Rangers. But I think what does help give them variation, because it is just...
They still have their unique weapons. So.
Exactly. That's the variation difference here is the weapons. I mean, there's no stronger Ranger than the other.
Seeing this, though, makes me think of... Did you see that episode of Kiba Ranger where the Sentai is replaced by colorful Rangers?
I saw that. I couldn't get subbed version, though.
Oh, man. Well, at one point, they read a Powerful Rangers comic book, and they're drawn to be overly muscular.
Which I believe was Linkara's big issue with Power Rangers Zeo #1, because Power Rangers are supposed to be more like gymnasts.
And they're drawn like bodybuilders.
Exactly. Which is what they are here. But again, I guess we have to play as Kimberly to see like the difference between, because...
That's going to be really disturbing if you've got Kimberly and this bulky sprite.
It always makes me wonder why they didn't go with the original actress who played Trini, Audrey Dubois, because I think the thing they were trying to do with her was like some sort of tomboy thing, which I think would explain more or less why, the Yellow Ranger's not very effeminate. But when you put Thuy Trang in there, it's distracting more than anything.
Yeah, but when you were a kid, you didn't notice that she was flat-chested when she morphed.
Yeah.
Well, they kept that stunt up on us until Wild Force.
I think it was Wild Force. Actually,
Wild
until Disney took over. That's when they stopped it. Disney got rid of that, which
they finally had a male yellow.
Well, no, he was the second male Yellow Ranger, if you recall.
Oh, yeah.
Titus, the Yellow Alien Ranger.
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Nobody remembers the Alien Rangers but me. Now, I played the...
there's rumor. At least what some fans want is for Kyoryu Green to get gender flipped.
Interesting. Now, I've played the Power Ranger movie game, which is pretty much the same thing, except with multiple layers. Now, here's the hard part about Bones. It's like, first you get him, and which one's the bomb? Look at that. That is sweet. Lightning attack.
Lightning Keating.
When you play Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, it's pretty much the same thing except with multiple levels, except you could do like really cool attacks with the weapons. Like with the Power Lance, you could do like a twirl effect thing. I always thought that was pretty cool.
Oh man, I should just download that for us to play today.
Yeah, and that's a 2-player game too. That was the other benefit of it.
Oh man, we can do another one soon.
Yeah.
I just didn't win this one because it had Zord battles.
Oh yeah. Come on. Now this was the hard part I always had, was like this damn head. Oh no, that's right. He without the arms, then he gets just the head.
I'm used to this kind of crap. I play Castlevania.
Bones was pretty scary, but he wasn't very threatening. I don't know about Zoo Ranger because I haven't watched that yet, but yeah, see, now this was hard because see.
Yeah, you can only hit him when he goes down.
Yeah, I mean, because your jumping kind of sucks in this game, which, given how high Power Rangers can jump, that is a little odd.
You have no good jump attacks. Same attacks.
Yeah. Just jump. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't take much, but it was hard. Alright. I always hate the password system. Does 1347 mean anything in Power Rangers? I don't think it does. Alright, here, you take over the second level.
Just because I want to see if
you want to see if she has boobs.
Yeah, I want to see if she has the same masculine body strike.
I do like how they all look like the actual actors. That's the one thing I can say about the first few seasons, is that they really did try to get everybody to look like who they actually are. Because something I've really noticed about marketing recently is that they never market like Jake, the Black Ranger. It's the Black Ranger. But back in the day, it was Zack, the Black Ranger.
You get toys that would switch up, that would have the human forms as part of it.
Exactly, the automorphers. Or I think it's what the flip morphers, automorphers, something like that.
Yeah, if you think about it, the original cast, I'm not even trying to be a nostalgia bag here. I think that this original cast were just a lot more visually distinct.
Exactly, they were more iconic in that regard.
And unlike Megaforce, they changed clothes.
Yes. When everybody says the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers didn't have a big budget, I always point towards the wardrobe. And I do like how there's different variation of putties in this as well. Make it more... How is Kimberly standing? Look at that. It's like she's... It's like, yeah, look, her legs are going out opposite directions.
Why do the putties have knives?
That's a good question. Yeah, she's doing talk to the hand as well.
Yeah, it looks more like she's bitch slapping them.
Yeah, which fits in with her character, I suppose. Oh, I like the way Trini jumps. Trini always does it like she's doing like a swan dive or something into the air.
Which is fine, because Kimberly's supposed to be the gymnast.
What was Trini's big thing? It was like kung fu?
No, she translated Billy.
Well, no, I'm saying, what was her big martial arts style? Because Zach had hip-hop aikido, Jason had karate, Kimberly had gymnastics, and I know there was that praying mantis kung fu she had at the end of the first season, but... God. Oh, you got it. You got 2 lives, that's fine. See, none of us have been used to playing the Super Nintendo in a long time, because we're used to like 12 buttons now as opposed to 4.
So it doesn't even use all the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, this could have easily been a NES game.
Well, crap.
Oh, did you have to start over at the beginning? Wow, you did. Now, what are those things in the trees? That's what I want to know. Because I love how, I guess maybe for the time this was made, there wasn't much of a Power Rangers mythology where they could actually put real things from the show up in there, which is why you have all these different putties. But, you know, something.
Yeah, it's not like Super Legends where you could mix in stuff.
Exactly.
You ever play Super Legends?
I played Super Legends when I had PS2, then I sold it for a PS3, and they gave me 47 cents for it.
What did you think of it? Was it that good, or?
I thought that game was good, but I kind of miss these games, you know? Because I was like focusing on like, you gotta collect this and do that. I just want a simple beat 'em up. I mean, the two best games Power Rangers fit for are beat 'em ups and fighter games. And unfortunately, they've only had one fighter game in their entire history, which makes no sense. I mean, yeah, adventure games can be fun if they're done the right way, but it's so easy to make games like this nowadays, you know?
Well, one thing I certainly didn't like were the side-scrolling platformers. It's not what I think of when I think of Power Rangers. Yes, they're acrobatic, but...
Yeah. But it's standard beat-em-ups. I mean, that's why the recent Ninja Turtle games haven't done well, because they got it right with Turtles in Time 4 and been trying to create different games instead of the one that was successful. And again,
well, I played some of the games based on the 2003 series.
Yeah.
They were actually pretty solid. But it was a beat 'em up. It was a 3D beat 'em up. It was a beat 'em up.
I just wish they would focus more into video games and also on the PlayStation system, because now they have 2 games out. One for the Wii, which I can't find any red box or video store, and then one for the Kinect, which I do not have. So yeah, really making PlayStation users feel good. Because I remember the day of cross-platforming. You know, one game would come out for the Genesis, the Super Nintendo, some cases the Nintendo, the Jaguar, the Atari.
But Saban doesn't care about making a game that little kids will enjoy. They probably figure.
No, it's not Saban. It's Bandai, or excuse me, I think it's THQ now. Yeah, THQ still owns the rights, don't they?
I don't know about that, because you'd think that Namco would have that just because Namco and Bandai merged.
I think you're right about that. But, I have to look at I think this is a Kimberly villain.
Morphin time, mofos.
That's the gnarly gnome, isn't it?
Well, we made the right choice then.
Yeah, no boobs.
But the same masculine sprite. She's smacking people with the power bow.
Exactly. You can shoot out arrows. I forget how you do it, though.
I really like this range, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so she does have... Her ability, I do think, have the best range.
Which makes sense.
Now, again, I think... Yeah, it's either in...
Oh, man, I wasted my bomb.
We can get another one.
I was trying to figure out how to use my power bow.
I think it's like back in B or something like that, or forward in B. Or one of the other buttons. Or maybe it is the other game. Maybe it is the movie game that does that.
Alright, that just makes Kimberly look really ridiculous.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, here's the disappointing thing. Zack does not have his power cannon in this game. Because what people forget is the axe can turn into a cannon, which makes it the best weapon of the Mighty Morphin era, next to the Dragon Dagger, of course.
Well, no one has projectiles anyways. They didn't give Kimberly a projectile with her bow. So,
but again, I think it's in the second game, even though in the movie game, you know, there you go, you got it. See, again, you can do it with Kimberly, we can't do that with Zack. But you gotta go up, yeah. Oh!
That's what you get, man, imposter. Really.
Yeah, see, they were already predicting that it's just going to be Japanese men with padding, which is still disturbing when you think about it.
Yeah, especially because I thought that Luca was so hot in Gokaiger, and then finding out that her suit actor was a man.
See, I knew long before that, so I feel bad for you. I do like the variety of levels that they have here, because they have the park and sing, this industrial area. I think there's going to be one in the sewers later.
Ooh, maybe we get to have a fight in the abandoned buildings district.
Well, as you notice, there is nobody roaming these streets against putties.
Well, they probably ran. I mean,
Well, the whole city's on fire, yeah. Which is why debris is falling.
at least that's a good explanation for no one being around.
Exactly. It's not like Rhea couldn't banish them to their dimension like she does from time to time.
Okay.
Just go down. Well, you can do that, yeah.
Well, I'm more like, this is what I'm forward in life. I was worried about, falling off into nothingness.
They don't have bottomless pits in this game. I mean, it's a relatively simple game. Again, it doesn't have bottomless pits. It doesn't have a lot of that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what you just blew up.
Hell, that's what I got.
Down in B, I think. There you go. Yeah, I think you can walk through. I don't think you can cut those things down.
Yeah, but it's more fun this way.
There you go. It doesn't do as much damage as probably just hitting them, but it's still good.
There's something surprisingly awesome about just smacking them with the bow.
Which, oddly enough, Kimberly did not do that often. I can only think of a few instances where she really used her bow to shoot down
Saying that
those.
she used her bow like a bow.
Well, the one thing I was always upset about is they never use their weapons that often. And that would be the case here. That's the bomb. Well, I mean, I told you this, the whole pudgy pig thing. Yeah, they ate their weapons, but you have guns. Shoot them. And that's another thing. Go to your left. Is where you need to go. And that's another thing. I guess that's a weird thing in this game is like you don't have the power blasters. You don't get to use them at all, and that would be great. Talk about projectile weapons. Wow, you got close to that thing without it hitting you. Now, there are Zord battles in this game. It's not towards the end, though, so that's kind of like your reward for winning is, like, get to fight with Zords and all that.
Let's play the fighting edition if you want that.
Yeah. But one thing they have not done in any Power Ranger game other than the Dino Thunder game is you get to play as the individual Zords.
Well, I mean, it's not like those individual Zords fought that often.
Yeah. Are you able to get up there?
I don't. Is that what I'm supposed to
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can't destroy them.
Seriously, these look like the suits from Bioman.
Man. Especially the visor, yeah. Looked like a bootleg Power Ranger toy you found back in the day.
Glad there's many times.
Yeah, Bebe's kids had a time limit. Power Rangers doesn't. Therefore, Power Rangers is a superior game. Hey, you should be able to get up there. Oh, what jump off that orange thing? Maybe you have to jump off the wall. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's not one of those things that you forget. Like, you remember as a kid, but...
There's no indication that is possible.
And that's the first time you use it, too. Unless we skip something, which I don't think.
Yeah.
Now, here's a funny thing I'm going to bring up. And I brought this up at the thing in the trees. Why is Rita utilizing technology? Because if we were to believe Linkara, then the whole point of the Power Rangers first season is magic versus technology. That's the main theme that you have going on. If that's the case, why is she using technology? Yeah, I know she used it like once or twice in the series, particularly the Monstermatic and Cyclopsis, but this doesn't seem like Rita attacking. This is like Machine Empire stuff. It almost makes you wonder if maybe this was a different game and they added Power Rangers at the last minute.
No, I think the game developers just didn't care.
Yeah, I think you're right. But we all like to believe in conspiracy theories.
But if we wanted to make up plots here, I would make this about some kind of... I would reimagine them as that I'm playing as some kind of strange cosplayer.
Now, here's a bit of interesting information. This was not the first game based on either Super Sentai or Power Rangers. The first one they did for the Super Nintendo, or for the regular Nintendo, was a Jetman game, which looks pretty bad even to today's standards. But they did release a Zoo Ranger game, which was based off pretty much the same templates that Zoo Ranger.
Are there any notable Sentai games? It sounds like Power Rangers gets better in the...
I don't know what's over there, to be quite honest, because like they did Zoo Ranger, then they skipped and didn't do another game until Car Ranger. And then after that, I don't think they did another one until Gower Ranger.
Because, I mean, these were pretty popular games back in the day.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you look at what games were out at the time, I mean, it was this, Super Mario World, Metroid. I mean, this was like the golden age of video games in my mind, that early 90s.
At least the golden age of licensed video games before they started sucking terribly.
Yeah. And again, that's what nostalgia goggles on, because I knew it.
You know, I was just saying about how I hate it. I hate the idea of Power Rangers as a platformer.
Well, this ain't bad. I mean, it gives you something. Each level gives you something different, at least, and that's what I like.
What was that password again?
3847, I believe. I might have to take over at some point.
Oh, I'll let you have it back for the next level.
Oh, of course. I'm just saying, like, if you can't get through this level. Ah. You would think that with simple controls, it would be so much easier for us to be able to win these games, you know?
Yeah, they don't even use the X and Y buttons.
Yeah. You know, this could have been an S game, just with worse bad graphics. But the graphics actually look pretty good here. I like them. I mean, they're stretched out for our presentation here, but on a 4:3 television, not bad at all.
Maybe that's why the Rangers look so weird, just because we haven't stretched out.
They are pixelated, but that doesn't account for the lack of boobs and these giant calf muscles.
Yeah, see, I'm just imagining them some kind of Village People Kimberly cosplayer.
I always love the villains that help you out.
Wait, this is friendly fire?
Yeah, that's fire down there, so you don't want to... No, like, he's shooting that purple stuff down, and that's killing them.
Maybe they're a rogue alien race that also has a grudge against Rita, but they also have a grudge against Zordon.
Now that's an interesting story point that I'm sure will never be examined in any Power Ranger series. You know, because what you did there is called creativity. But it is kind of interesting that this game, again, has no story other than Rita's attacking. And we can follow it without any problem. And really, I don't object to really having no story because I know people use this as an excuse, but it's the Power Rangers. You know, that's all you see.
Power Rangers, I just assumed. I just inferred what I was coming.
Yeah, your arrows are kind of useless, it seems. There you go.
Please help.
There you go. Wow, that was what, quarter health?
It's something.
Now be careful with this guy about using your bomb because he's going to disappear on you.
Okay,
So, bomb now. There you go.
Choose Zach next on because Zach's bomb's really cool.
Oh yeah, he has like the... Yeah, so Jason has fire that fills out the whole screen. Billy has like... I think in this game it's rain or crystals, I forget. Zach has a bunch of rocks just falling down.
This guy beat me with a rake?
Yeah, that's... he was really like one of the worst villains in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers because that's his weapon is a rake. But don't blame the Power Rangers, blame Zoo Ranger. I'm sure there was a Japanese history thing behind it.
Okay. Fuck you too.
Yeah, 38%. There you go.
Your turn.
Okay. So I'll get Zach here. And all the way back to the beginning. Now, is Zach wearing parachute pants?
Yeah. Oh, I did in that series all the time.
There we
Show
go.
accuracy.
Exactly. I always did like how he was always wearing really more purple than he was black.
If you notice on the show, usually whenever there's a Black Ranger and they have to have some kind of energy color, it's usually purple.
Yeah. Just because the software can't do what it's supposed to do. That would always be my guess.
Well, that you have to give occasionally you have to give them the glowing arm because
Yeah. Even his power coin was kind of purplish.
yeah. But look at Megaforce. It's Jake's.
Yeah, don't talk to me about the Megaforce right now.
Okay.
Now, I love how, again, he's doing like different moves. You know, he's like getting down on the ground, spinning, you know, which is something he did in the show. That's cool. I mean, you can still... Everybody says that his, like, hip-hop keto is dated. I don't think it's dated. I mean, you see people dance nowadays, it's pretty much the same, except no flat tops.
You know, it's a shame that Zach was off the show by the time that Power Rangers started making their own fight footage. It would have been cool to see him utilize this hip-hop keto and...
Well, when Tony did it, I mean, they didn't... The only thing they really did was, like, make the Yellow Ranger more effeminate, and yet still cast a man, yeah.
And they add in the relationship between the green people.
Exactly. So they didn't really do anything with Zach, but I mean, they made Dylan look smarter.
Yeah, they had him use devices in battle.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, it didn't really factor in with Zach, unfortunately, but... I mean, you win some, you lose some, and that I didn't feel was that big of a continuity issue, I guess, as far as other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even though this is kind of like button mashing, you get a different animation to make it really nice.
Well, honestly, if you button mash in these areas where you have more enemies, you're going to get killed.
Here we go. Yeah, getting down with the Jiggy. Yeah, I don't even know if he has
More of the time, mofos.
He's not even black, it's more like gray. And there's the power axe. Again, cannot turn into a gun.
That's weird. Yeah.
And you would think, you know, he never did that much in the show. You know, I think he used it as a gun like once or twice. But you think that would be like the cool. That's like the coolest weapon. Like, and again, Linkara's right. A sword that turns into a gun is awesome.
I Although I disagree in his dislike of gun swords.
You mean gun blades?
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't even care what they're called. So yeah, again, this is pretty much the same game they had for Power Rangers the movie, except you can do multiple levels, have 2 players, and all that.
No Zords plus Tommy.
Yeah, that was the only thing about it. It's like the no Zords. I mean, it's like, they're like, we know the Zords are the most popular part of the show, so we're just going to tease you with it, you know?
You know, I don't think they necessarily were. I think what kids liked the most was Morphin.
Well, yeah, no doubt. I mean, when I was growing up, it was always, I want to see the dragons, I want to see the mastodon. And actually, I always liked it when they functioned individually, because just like the things they could do and the attacks.
Yeah, and I like that too. That's something I really liked about the Power Ranger mechas. They had mechas that can function on their own.
Exactly. And that's what's kind of lacking in the current series, is that they always rush to Megazord. They don't even really use the individual ones anymore.
I mean, what are you gonna do with those? What are you gonna do with those ghost headers?
Yeah, I'm still figuring that one out. even Super Mega Force isn't going to use the individuals that much because they've only used them like twice in Go Tiger.
I wonder if they're just gonna toss that stuff out. I suppose
that's speculation on something else. Yeah. But as far as the game is, there isn't much to talk about the game. That's why we keep talking about other things. But we're going to try and get to the end of this before I run out of megabytes on my storage drive. That was the most disappointing feature of this game is, again, you can only play one player. Other than that, I don't, again, have any real problems with it. Ah, dang it, my jumping's off. Did that even take any of my health?
It takes a minute to health.
Look, it didn't even take anything.
It's probably just knocking you down.
Yeah.
So it's not killing you, just be a pain in the ass.
That's something I've never really noticed. I do think there's a sequence in the 3rd level where you do pretty much have to jump off walls to get up. Which is always the most annoying wall jump, especially in Metroid. Wall jumps in Metroid.
Yeah.
Now, I never played the Sega Genesis versions and all that, or the CDI games, or not CDI, the Genesis CD-ROM, whatever it was. Because I was poor and we could only afford one system. I actually knew a friend, he had himself a Genesis. Yeah. He had himself a Genesis and a Super Nintendo, and it was like, damn.
Hey, let's just say that these hovercraft guys are emissaries of the Machine Empire.
Helping Rita?
No. They're attacking Rita and the Power Rangers.
That's right.
They're pros, scoping out the Earth for the Empire's invasion during Zeo.
Yeah. See, now I like that, because you know what? It makes sense. Now, again, when we pointed out about each of the Ranger sprites look different, it would have been nice if each of the, well, I mean, like their unmorph form, but if their morph form was actually had different sprites, did different things, that would be cool too. Again, is it that hard to put an elephant on this helmet? I mean,
yeah, just like put the trunk right across the top.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
I mean, neither of us knows how to develop a video game, so I don't know what limitations they had. But it just seems like so even.
Oh, it is not a technological limitation; it's laziness. It's the thing about sprites. They're simply static images that are strung together.
I mean, there's a difference between what they did in Mortal Kombat with palette swapping. I mean, all this is palette swapping, but at least they made Scorpion and Sub-Zero different.
Well, I mean, they're all between palette swapping. They all unique movesets.
Exactly, but they should stand a little bit differently and should,
Actually, though, Zack's moves are the same as Kimberly's.
Yeah.
If you noticed it,
I think you're right.
They have the same range and the same.
Except Zack can't. All right, here we go. Let's see if I get this. Now, what was the Gnarly Gnomes episode about? Was that where he like hypnotized a bunch of girls and it was the deaf girl that couldn't? I'm trying to remember.
Hypnotizing little girls. I really want to see what the original Japanese was about.
Oh, you heard about the whole King Sphinx thing and what his episode was originally about, right?
No. What?
All right, so in the pressing engagement, that's about Jason trying to break a bench pressing record that Bulk set somehow. Yeah, think about that one. But in Japanese, they actually had Sphinx who would go around asking riddles of children, and if the children couldn't figure the riddle, he would put their souls into trees in a forest that was going to be tore down. And so if they were in the trees at the time,
They'd be murdered.
exactly. Oh, that is cool. But I don't think, it affects him just a little bit.
He stays solid for 1 second.
Yeah. Now, in the movie game, it's just a giant ball bearing that falls down and crushes your enemy.
That's kind of awesome.
Yes. And it's summoned by Adam, so.
I know we should summon like rocks.
Yeah, for it being called a movie game, they don't follow the plot of the movie whatsoever, and they don't have the animals. And of course, at the end, even though you fight Ivan Ooze, it is the Thunder Megazord.
Come on, it's a Super Nintendo adaptation. Of course, it didn't follow the plot. Have you ever played that Star Wars Return of the Jedi on the NES, where Darth Vader turns into a scorpion after you defeat him?
Did the Angry Video Game Nerd do a video about that? Because I don't remember that. I only played the Super Star Wars on the SNES.
Oh, those were so awesome.
I actually sold one to buy the original Megazord. I never did like the first one in New Hope, though. That was so hard.
Never played New Hope, just played Return of the Jedi.
Empire Strikes Back was the best.
Well, Empire's just the best at everything, isn't it? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Ah, damn it. And here I am complaining about bones being hard. This is pretty advanced for the second level.
Yeah, remember what you were saying about... Yeah, die.
There we go. I got him. There we go.
Hell, no.
A pink explosion. Too much pink energy can be dangerous.
Yes. It was unfortunately his demise.
Alright, remember that. 51-13 in case we need it. 'Cause I almost need it. Alright. You want to do Billy? You want to go next?
You know what? I'll take
Jason.
Venturing Ranger out.
I don't care what anybody says. Steve Cardenas is not the Red Ranger. Zero Ranger 3 Blue, yes, but not the Red Ranger.
I don't think there are many fans who disagree with you there. Oh, wow. I thought I was going to fall into that. I think we're actually making that clear video game.
Oh, see, there's a solid thing there. Besides, where else could you have gone? Oh, I love the giant mechanical spiders.
Now, a big spider, that makes sense. Something you would let out.
And electric debris in the water. The purple water in the sewers. Has anybody actually been into a sewer before? Because I still don't know how the turtles can live there.
Yeah, they wouldn't really have moved. They wouldn't really have room to do anything.
No, it's a smell is what I'm saying.
Are they even have nostrils?
Turtles breathe, so... And April has to breathe, so she's always hanging out down there. Oh, wouldn't that be great if these turtles just like popped out of nowhere, like a little cameo appearance?
Only there was a Power Rangers in Space game.
Oh, and that just brings up so many continuity questions when you think about it.
I just like to think that Astronomer doesn't mention hopping. God, get off me! It's crouching putties. Crouching putties in the pain in my ass.
just want to know why the water.
Oh.
I just want to know why the water is purple. That's my biggest complaint right now. It's like,
Maybe we're still in the factory, and this is in the sewer. This is where they dump their waste.
then what is it they're building in that factory? What did he say? It's like, smells like toxic waste. Smells like toxic waste. Tastes like toxic waste. But a delicious after effect of figgy pudding. But definitely toxic waste.
Okay, so I can punch these things.
Yeah, you can punch them. And I'm sorry for all you Futurama fans, I just botched that quote. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh, I thought you were trying to quote the movie.
The Power Rangers movie?
Yeah, because I thought you were trying to say it was Ivan Zeus.
That actually would be better.
That would have a bit more of a plot basis.
Now, wouldn't it be great if Arachnophene... Was it Arachnophene? No, that was the third season. What was the giant spider monster in the first season that Zach fought? See, that would explain the spiders. And I almost wonder if that was the original intention.
Wait. Is he the boss? Have you played this game?
Yeah, I've played this. I've beat it before. But no, I think the boss... Okay, it's Bones, Gnarly Gnome, the Dark Warrior, King Sphinx, and Goldar. I think are the villains on each level. I could be wrong.
I'm going to call Goldar had to earn his wings back.
Yeah. But I know the Dark Warrior's in here because I always wonder who is that guy because I believe it came out. The game came out before they introduced the Dark Warrior, I believe. Or I might have missed that episode. But either way, yeah, the Dark Warrior's in here. He's got some sort of cool techno control room. No, I think iGuy is in this level. So no, King Sphinx is not in the game. That's the one thing I will say about the Sarah Power Rangers. You have more iconic villains because their designs were relatively simple. Because, like, in Zoo Ranger, like, iGuy was just Dora I. It was just a thing, or an animal, or something like that. You know, Dora Sphinx, King Sphinx, Dora Genie, the genie. Do you think the genie from My Morphin Power Rangers is in any way related to Gingy from Mystic Force?
I'm sure there's some kind of fan fiction or theory page detailing that.
One thing I never understood is, like, he was good, then he was evil, then he was trapped. So is he trapped as evil? Or does he revert to good since Rhea is no longer his master?
Oh,
so is this the iGuy? Yep, it's the iGuy. Look at that. That is freaking awesome.
Morphin time!
For dry red eyes. Tyranno Fire.
That was totally wasted that name.
That was cool.
Look, he has the exact same.
There's small variations in it, but you're right, yeah.
Well, Trini's the only one that doesn't have this good range.
Yeah. But she's like Raphael, you know? Because nobody plays Raphael, he had the worst weapon. Especially in the first Ninja Turtles game.
I always wanted to be Donnie.
Oh, Donatello's the best, man. Oh, and that has a lot of dignity to it, too. I'm just like, what? Really?
You're going to give me an anal probe.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But again, it only works in 2 dimensions. If it worked in 3 dimensions, I don't think he'd be that threatening. No, I think this is where you gotta do the wall jump to get up here. Because again, I remember one levels, and I do think it's the sewer level here where there's the wall jump. Where do you go down? Oh.
Free fall. Oh man, no fighting on free fall. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's only if he came with you. Oh, and that's right in the water too. You have to go, yeah. Wait till wire goes down. So yeah, this game has some really cool things in it that I forgot about this.
Seriously?
No, he doesn't attack you. That's at least good.
Yeah.
Oh, he does attack you. Wow. He's dodged the bullet there.
You know what really helped this game? A roll.
A what?
I like a roll. Just so you could be really useful for when you're surrounded by enemies. Just
Like roll out, duck. Okay, yeah. I can see that. Now here you go. There's the wall jump. It is easier than the Metroid wall jump, I'll tell you that. Which has annoyed me to no end. I wonder where noxious gas is coming out of there. See, now I just had time to watch you play. It's just like I'm just thinking of all this random little stuff that doesn't mean anything.
Nice. Oh, Sheebus. Ah! I see why the angry video gamer reacts the way he does to things.
Did you go back?
Yeah, I couldn't make it up.
No, you have to go that way.
No.
That's the only way to go. I know there's a way to do it. Yeah. Hey, let me give it a try.
Wait a minute.
Think got it? Oh, yeah. There you go. A triumph over a game 20 years old. That is the sad thing sometimes. I still have not beaten the original Super Mario.
You don't have your ass kicked by a 20-year-old game. Try the sewer level from NES Turtle.
I choose not to.
Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog is conditioned me to be inherently afraid of water levels.
Well, hedgehogs are afraid of water, but not the Power Rangers. Dun, dun, dun. Water.
Well, I mean, they've got...
See, now wouldn't a great level on a game be like with the Dragon Zord under the ocean? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, well, Godzilla with that.
Which, again, Dragon Zord is nothing but Godzilla and samurai armor.
Put a little bit of Mechagodzilla in.
Yeah.
Finger missiles, totally Mechagodzilla in that three.
But it definitely would have been great to have the Green Ranger in this game at very least, you know?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Now, I know in the Genesis version, you would actually fight the Green Ranger.
Oh, man.
You would fight the Green Ranger, reenact Green with Evil Saga, and then he would be on your team.
That's actually a pretty clever way to do it.
Yeah. I was always upset Genesis always seemed to get the better stories, the better everything, really.
Yeah, that's because Sega does what Nintendo.
Well, now they're one and the same, and I haven't played any recent...
Not one and the same.
Well, they are now.
They're not merged.
Well, Nintendo took over Sega.
No. Nintendo doesn't own Sega.
Oh, they don't?
Sega is still an independent entity, but they work together now.
I
In
see.
fact, they do that Mario and Sonic Olympic Games thing.
And then Sonic and Smash Bros., which is the only thing anybody ever cares about. The eye
Okay.
guy.
Yeah.
There. Oh. This guy was like the most... He was the most creative and disgusting villain ever.
Wow, it's...
Oh, that's right, you don't have your bomb anymore.
I should totally react to that.
the villains don't have a health meter, because that's the one thing about this game is like all the old games would either have a health meter or they would start glowing and flashing.
Yeah. What's he doing?
He's going to turn into his eyeball form.
Oh, it's the last one. Yeah, it's just like bones.
Or more annoying because of that. Get him, Jason!
Who took down our guy in the show?
Billy. That was Billy's villain because of the whole thing with his cousin Willie. You know, Willie, Billy. Two cousins named the same thing, basically. William
Hey,
and William.
my name's Patrick, and my cousin's name's Patrick.
Well, it's made. I always thought it was kind of weird because, like, after I saw that South Park episode, his name is Kyle. Your name is Kyle as well, so you'll be known as Kyle 2. Kyle 2. You know, a villain would have always been fun to play in a game. I think Cardiatron.
What's that from?
Oh, you remember the Hatchosaurus? They would blow him up, and then he would pull himself back together because of the Cardiatron, the giant heart he would have in the center of him.
Okay. Now it's getting real.
Ah, damn.
About revenge!
Oh, good. You start right there.
Oh, it's interesting. You don't get hurt just by touching them.
Oh, so they touch everybody's going to get a bomb? Really? I'm going to say again, for dry red eyes. Yeah, he never did look like that. Actually, he does look a little bit different than his design in the show. We all know who it is. It just takes forever to kill that floating eye of his. This form's not that bad, it seems.
I'm just messing with you now.
Ah! Taunting something that can't feel. I think there's a word for that.
Wireless?
Did we get him?
No, close.
Yeah, he's gonna now. You got a 10th of life left and a floating eyeball to stop. Let's see if we can get it.
This guy, it seems to be, if you stay still, you're going to kill him.
Well, I think we're going to call it quits right now because we're about at an hour mark, and we can always use the passcode of 51.
5113.
Not that we can't look it up online.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody for watching this. We'll see what you guys think about it. Maybe do another Let's Play later. Just tell us what you think in the comments section.
Or even just finish this one.
Yeah, part 2 will be coming sometime.
Yeah.
So, again, thanks for watching today's Let's Play, and the bar is now closed.